more threes. My question to you is this efficiency of his right now sustainable, and how much can that help him extend his career, if so?
I think it's very sustainable because the way he works out, you know, and I think of like a player like Jamal Crawford at 35, 36, still can shoot, but LeBron is in such great shape and his legs are, you know, he has, you know, perfect left, upper body, arms. Yes, and he's incorporated this because he's worked on it, and he gets deeper and deeper with efficiency. So, you know, he also, I know LeBron thinks about breaking those records too, you know, so the three ball is his new weapon. And, you know, he teases you with it. He'll blow by you. He'll tease you with it. He'll step back and shoot it. So it's definitely something that he's added. It's a major weapon at 36 years old, still having the spring and the strength. That's not an easy shot. Oh, boy, he can tell you. But he's still knocking it down.
And to put that question in perspective, in the percentage and what we're seeing from him right now, LeBron has only shot above 40% from three throughout the course of a season once in his career. That was back in 2012, 2013 with Miami at 41%. So it would be nice, as you mentioned, to have that in his arsenal. Yeah. Your turn, Rob. Time for a little Access 360 again. Baby. Brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa.
Hey, I can't say Flames because that belongs to big game, but we got a little Flames for that guy by the name of LBJ. Now, here's the thing, what you got to say. As you get older, your game has to change, right? Because you don't want to do all this thing. But now you understand shooting the three ball. He sets his feet. Look at the arc. Pretty arc. You turn around, you talk a little trash to your boys on the bench. Say, yeah, I meant to do that because we staying with the Urkel theme. Right here, look at how far he's back. You know what? I got my feet set. This is what you got to look at LeBron. Back in the day, LeBron had that lean to the left. He would miss, but now he's going straight up and holding that gooseneck and knocking it down with efficiency right here. This is what I love best. He gets the rebound. Give me that. Get out of the way, KK. We know you Brazzers boy. Get out of the way. Now you go down. Look, just pull up. You're not guarding me. Look at all this room right here. You're not guarding me. Splash in your face. In the face. In the face. Let's go right here. This is perfect. This is my favorite. You got a jab to the left. You got a jab to the right. You got a jab to the left. I'm just setting you. I'm just playing with you. I'm just playing because I own you right here. Just jab. Just play with him, Jay. Look, now I got my feet set. I square up. I got my shoulders square. Rise up. Rise up, baby. Like I say, February 1st, rise up. Let's go. In your face for a nice little three. LeBron is shooting that thing, man. I want you to look at the way he used to shoot it. He always had that little lean. He's not leaning to the left as much as he's doing. He's going straight up. That's why he's more efficient and knocking down the three ball.
What is that, the Cupid shuffle? You made me want to get up and to the left, to the left. Take it back now. Okay, here we go, tip off.
I'm shocked you know that.
Okay, the highlight factory is about a half hour away. The Lakers will have to pick up Trae Young once he crosses half court. He has that kind of range, and he's been dialed in over his last 5 games. He's making 54% from three, averaging nearly 38 points per. And next on Access, Montrezl Harrell got a lot of run in the win against the Celtics. Up next, we'll hear from Lakers head coach Frank Vogel on why he shortened his bench in Boston. Access Sportsnet Lakers is brought to you in part by Morongo Casino Resort and Celtics. He averages a little over 24 minutes, but that jumped to 30, and he scored 16 and shot a very efficient 8 for 10 from the field. Vogel shortened his bench to 9 players, which meant Markieff and Wes Matthews did not play, a decision that Vogel didn't take lightly.
These are not easy things. You know, we just felt like, you know, we're trying to get a lot of guys in there. You know, play a 10-man rotation with 2 guys playing 37, 38 minutes. You know, can be difficult for guys to get rhythm. You know, so you know, we just wanted to look at what a shorter rotation would look like. You know, a couple guys have to sacrifice. Wes and Keith didn't get in there. We asked them to be pros, and you know, the guys that did play, you know, get a little bit extra run to get a little bit better rhythm. So, you know, I don't know how much of a difference it made, but we were able to get the W, so we're all happy about that.
How much harder is that when you are dealing with veteran players like Wesley and Markieff?
Yeah, it's the toughest part of the job, to be honest. You know, you got guys that are really good players that deserve minutes that you don't have minutes for. You know, it's difficult. They're tough conversations, but you know, those 2 guys are consummate pros, and you know, this is not something permanent. You know, this is you know, we lost 2 in a row. Let's get a win tonight, and you know, go game to game from there. You know, and you know, we'll continue to evaluate what we got to do with our rotation to get W's.
A much-needed win, we know that. The Lakers needed a spark after losing 2 in a row. Big Game, I'm just going to come right to you because Vogel, in the past, he has made decisions when he has needed to, whether they're easy or not. And shortening that rotation, you just said he needed to make that move.
Yeah, big shot. Rob talked about it off camera, I think, a couple weeks ago, talking about how, trying to satisfy everybody, it's kind of difficult. When you have that many talented players, you're still trying to figure out combinations and scenarios at some point, especially when things, they're losing a few games, you have to make a decision. We always talked about how Tucker has to play. I mean, he's too much talent, too much production. So I think it's a smart move on Vogel's part. It is a tough decision to make because you have guys that have been playing, and now you have to, come to the conclusion that this rotation works best. I don't know how long it's going to last, but I think it was a good decision.
Also, Rob, kudos to Frank. He just said it right there. Though it's not an easy conversation, he had the conversation with those two players, and they were pros.
For me, I respect that because back in the day, James, you wouldn't even have a conversation. You just be sitting over like with your hand up like, what about me? And I respect him for going over there and having that conversation. He had to have it. And because if you look around it, these guys aren't playing good. And you got a young buck over there in THT that's playing good when he gets his opportunity. So you have to play him because he needs the minute. And he gives you that extra energy and that excitement because if you watch him play, you don't know what he's going to do because there's no scout report on him. So he can light you up from 3. He can take you to the hole. He can do all these different things in the scouting report. You're sitting there scratching your head like, that wasn't in the scouting report. How do we stop this guy? And he's exploiting them.
And we've talked about it since day one. The one thing the Lakers take pride in is their depth. We knew these conversations were going to be had and that the moves were going to be made. And here we just witnessed them. Perez, I want to transition to someone who has been playing and continues to play increased minutes against Boston. Trez, 30 minutes. What'd you see?
Yeah, very good hustle for him. This is nothing new. And you knew he was bound for a bounce-back game. I love that floater right there. That's kind of something we don't see enough from him. 2 games earlier, he went scoreless for the first time in 3 years, and he wasn't great against Detroit either, 8 points or so. He really showed what he can do the other night. Love this. It's about a 16-footer right there, sticking it right over the defender. Some good defense along the way. He really reached deeply into that bag of tricks. I think he had 3 steals and 2 block shots, or maybe reverse that, whatever it was. He really provided a lot of punch defensively for the Lakers on a night where they needed it because their offense wasn't great, scored only 96 points. But remember, late in the game, defense to offense, he had that interception in the key, got it to LeBron. And he didn't wait, Montrez didn't wait down in the key. He followed LeBron. LeBron found him on the other end for a quick 2-on-1, easy fast break, too.
And I want to give a shout out to him because he spoke to me post-game and mentioned over the last several days, it's been really hard for him. It was a year since he had lost his grandmother, someone close. It had been a year to the day in his birthday with the passing of Kobe. He said it took him some time to wrap his head around some things, but being back on the court and playing the way he did, he was rejuvenated. And I know we all loved what we saw from Trez in Boston. So with that said, from Trez now to the man they call Kenny Pope, you think back to what was the start of the Lakers road trip in Milwaukee. KCP on both ends did his job and did it well. Known as a 3-and-D guy, his 3-ball was efficient, knocking in 7 out of 10 from deep. The way he shot it seemed to be with such ease, it was as if his own teammates didn't know the clip at which he was connecting. Since then, it's been a tough road on that end for KCP. Does Big Shot think we should panic or remain patient? That in a moment. But first, let's hear from Kentavious. He joins Mike Trudell.
All right, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, kind enough to join us from his home state of Georgia. And look, Kenny, I know it's a little different, right? I'm sure you didn't get a chance to, see all of the friends and family as usual. But is there something just about being back in the home state that means a little bit something to you?
Just knowing my family is here, and just feeling that support, either through FaceTime, text, or whatever it is, just feeling that support from them. Knowing they want to be here to see me, and I want to see them as well. But I mean, this is a big advantage about being home. I can feel that energy, and it just it give a lot of energy.
Hey, is it more difficult being on a trip this long when you're mostly confined to your hotel room? Does that take an additional mental toll, just not being able to, go out with your friends and family, go to movies, go to get some dinner, or just the downtime that you might have on a typical 7-game trip like that? How is that taking a toll, if at all?
It takes a toll a lot. This is the last game of the trip. This is usually the hardest game. everybody's like, trying to either tired, either ready to get off this long road trip, but we finally, unfortunately we got one stop in this Atlanta. But, I feel like it takes a toll on all of us, just being like in the hotel, in that room, not being able to do nothing. It's a lot. It's a lot. There's just, being mentally ready for that.
Hey, you started this trip with 7 threes at Milwaukee. Just wondering what you're looking to do tonight to find that rhythm again on offense, and then what you think the key is for the team against this young Atlanta Hawks team. The key is for the team is just to stay porous. It's the last game of the trip. We know we're going to need that energy to start the game. The energy to win. Atlanta Hawks, they've been playing pretty great basketball. So, they 6th in the East. So, they moving up. Whatever we got to do to come out with great energy, we need to do it. Just be ready to get the dub. And then, as far as for me, I just got to be aggressive. I think I kind of like just faded off a little bit, just being being stuck in the corner a lot and not just moving without the basketball, what I normally do, what I'm best at. So I just got to come out and be aggressive on both ends of the floor. All right, Kentavious, appreciate the time, man.
Thank you.
And here are the numbers, guys, for KCP compared first 12 games to the last 5. 6 points difference. Of course, struggling percentage-wise from the field beyond the arc and at the charity stripe. All right, Rob, we're not playing the game panic or patience. KCP with a shot. Are you panicking? Are you patient?
I'm not going to panic at this moment because if you look at those moments,